Welcome back. In today's class, we are to find the modulus and direction cosine of resultant 1 plus resultant 2 and our b resultant 2 minus resultant 1. Now, to solve this kind of question, we are already given the R1, which is our resultant 1 as 7 I hat plus 3j hat, and our resultant 2 as 2 I hat minus 5j hat. Now, you can see that they said addition. Now, the first thing to do is to add the I hat and the I hat together, and the what and the j hat and the j hat, we add them together. Now, first things first, it will now give us what? R1 plus R2 equals to what? 7 I hat plus 2 I hat. What is it going to give us? 9 I hat. So we have already gotten that. Now, plus 3j hat minus 5j hat will give us what?
Minus 2j hat.
Minus 2j hat. So this is what we have gotten now. Now, to now follow the normal resultant formula, this must be inside the what? Inside the square root. Remember that. As it is inside the square root, remember that this must be what? Must be squared, and this also must be what? Must be squared. So when you square it, we will have it as what? Resultant 1 plus resultant 2 equals to what? Square root of 9 raised to power 2 all squared plus into bracket minus 2 raised to power 2. According to our law of what? Resultant. So our R1, resultant 1 plus resultant 2 will be equals to what? Square root of 9 times 9 will give us what? 81 plus minus 2 times minus 2 will give us what? 4. So our resultant 1 plus resultant 2 will be equals to what? Square root of 85. So we have already gotten what? The modulus. For what? For resultant 1 plus resultant 2. The next thing to now do is to find the what? The direction cosine. What did I call it?
Direction cosine.
Now, to now solve this, we will call it your cos alpha will now be equals to what? Your x over your resultant. You know that we have already gotten our resultant, which is R1 plus R2. So we can write this as R1 plus R2. Now, what will now stand as your x? The first number you got here will stand as your what? Your x. You know that it is x plus y. So your y will be what? Minus 2. So this will now give us what? Our x is what? 9. So this will give us what? 9 over root 85. So you have gotten the answer for this. So for cos beta, our cos beta will now be what? The second number here. So x, y, so this will become what? Y over what? Over resultant 1 plus resultant 2. The modulus of what? Our resultant 1 plus resultant 2. So, which is what? Minus 2. You know, we got it as minus 2. Minus 2 over what? Over root 85. So, we have solved the number 1. To solve the number 2, which is B, resultant 2 minus resultant 1. We follow the same method we use here. It will be equals to what? Now, what you have to do is to remove resultant 1 from 2. Are we together now? Yes. So, 2i minus 7i hat will give us what? Minus 5i hat. Isn't that so? Now, minus 5j hat minus 3j hat will give us what? Minus 8j hat. Because that minus will multiply this plus and it will give us what? Minus. Are we together now? Yes, sir. So, now remember that your resultant 2 minus resultant 1 will be what? Square root of minus 5i hat all squared. Remember, you can remove the I hat, then plus into bracket minus 8 raised to power 2. So our resultant 2 minus resultant 1 equals to what? Square root of 5 times 5 gives us what? 25. Plus 8 times 8 gives us what? 64. So our resultant 2 minus resultant 1 equals what? 25 plus 64. What does it give us?
89.
That gives us what? Square root of 89. Now, the next thing to do is to what? To find the direction cosine. So which will give us what? Cos alpha is equals to what? X over what? X over resultant 2 minus resultant 1. The modulus of resultant 2 minus resultant 1. So this will give us what? What is the first number? Minus 5 over what? Over root 89. And our cos beta, which is equals to what? Y over modulus of resultant 2 minus resultant 1, which is equals to what? Minus 8 over root 89. So, and this is our final answer. Thanks for watching. See you next class.